Special once or twice. Tell you don't gotta say, you got to know who your enemy is. You got to know who your enemy is. Try. The news been a lion, gone like some fucking wine. Making you believe it's your brother, you gotta fight. You got to know who your enemy is. The enemy. You got to know who your enemy is. Yeah, feel free to sing along. They rope into a ton block. They keep you on the line. And now you're a loser. The pieces are my. Well, you got to know who your enemy is. The enemy. You got to know who your enemy is. The enemy. You got to know who.
Are there any facilitators in the house?
I know you're leaving.
Hello, everybody!
We are here because we are the 99% and we are sick of the 1%.
How's everybody doing? Can people hear us at the back? No. Okay, fine. What we're going to do is we're going to implement what's called the people's microphone, the people's mic. Has anybody heard of that before? Yeah. What we're going to do, excellent, is we're going to repeat every person's phrases. Can we try that?
Can we try that?
Perfect. Perfect. So as we begin Occupy Ottawa, we want to acknowledge that Ottawa is already occupied. We are on occupied Algonquin land. And we want to honor that. And thank the Algonquin people for being here. Thank you. So now, we'd like to build a little bit of community. By asking folks to get to know one another. So we want you to turn to your neighbors. People that you don't know here. And we're gonna have a few minutes. So people can introduce themselves. And why they're here today. And then we'll ask everybody to come back as we continue the agenda. Thank you. Turn it
So we will decide on process. On our location. To keep this occupation going. Committee and individual proposals. Announcements. And that's it.
Consensus means everyone can live with the decision. And that means we must want to work together. To achieve a common goal.
It is incredibly exciting to see how democracy can work when we make it work. Yeah. So the next item on the agenda is to decide on our location.
This proposal is that we occupy Majors Hill Park.
Last night, Brigitte said that when she stood up in Parliament, Harper.
Say stop Harper.
Woo! She did it.
She did it.
Because she realized Parliament is not the place where things get done.
Parliament is not the place where things get done.
So that it says Confederation Park. Can I explain?
Yes.
Primarily because we're here right now. If we want to move, we can do that later.
The proposal from the Direct Action Committee is to occupy this space indefinitely. So for those who are very hungry and may not have other food, please enjoy some soup.
Seeing overwhelming support, it has now been decided by consensus that we will march tomorrow after meeting at noon and deciding the route. Congratulations.